welcome to another episode of the Survival Fitness Plan. I'm your host, Sam Fury, and in today's episode, we're diving deep into something that's often overlooked, but can be a real game changer when it comes to protecting yourself. Ground defense in self-defense. Now, when we think of self-defense, most of us picture standing on our feet, right? Maybe throwing a punch or dodging an attack. But here's the thing. Not all fights stay on your feet. In real-world situations, fights often go to the ground. And if you're not prepared for that, you could find yourself in serious trouble. That's where ground defense comes in. So, what exactly is ground defense? Well, it's basically the techniques and skills you need to protect yourself if you end up on the ground during an altercation. It's not just about overpowering your attacker, but learning how to stay safe, defend yourself, and, if possible, get back up on your feet. Let's talk about why this is so important. Statistics show that many real-life altercations end up with one or both people on the ground. This can happen because someone's been tackled, tripped, or maybe just overpowered. And once you're on the ground, things change. Your mobility is limited, and you're in a vulnerable position. But if you know ground defense, you can turn that situation around and protect yourself. One of the biggest advantages of learning ground defense is that it helps you stay calm and in control when things get close and personal. Imagine being pinned down or held in a dangerous position. It's easy to panic if you don't know what to do. But with the right training, you'll know how to handle the situation. Now, let's break down some of the key elements of ground defense. First up, we have positioning and posture. When you're on the ground, your position is everything. You need to make sure you're not giving your attacker the upper hand. For example, one of the most important positions to learn is the guard position. In this position, you're on your back, but you're using your legs to keep the attacker at a distance. It gives you the chance to block strikes and even try to reverse the situation. Another key skill is knowing how to control distance. When you're on the ground, you want to keep the attacker from getting too close where they can land strong punches or attempt to pin you down. Sometimes that means keeping your legs between you and the attacker to block them. Or, if the situation calls for it, bringing them in close to try some grappling techniques. Now, let's talk about using strikes and submissions. While on the ground defense isn't just about avoiding harm, it's about counterattacking when necessary. From a grounded position, you can throw strikes like elbows or punches that can create openings for you to escape. And for those who have trained in martial arts like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, submissions like arm locks or chokeholds can quickly disable an attacker. One of the most valuable aspects of ground defense is learning how to escape from holds. Whether it's a headlock or being pinned, there are specific techniques that help you get out of these dangerous situations. For instance, the hip escape once or shrimping technique helps you create space between you and the attacker so you can move into a better position or get back on your feet. Now, if you're wondering where you can start learning these techniques, a great option is to try out Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or BJJ for short. BJJ is pretty much the gold standard when it comes to learning ground defense because it's all about leverage and technique rather than brute strength. In BJJ, you'll learn how to control an opponent and use their own weight and energy against them, even if they're bigger or stronger than you. But what if you don't have access to BJJ classes? Don't worry. You can still practice some ground defense basics on your own or with a partner. Start with defensive positions, like the guard, and work on techniques for creating space or getting out of holds. Over time, with enough practice, you'll build up the muscle memory and confidence you need to handle a real-life scenario. One important thing to remember is that ground defense is different from standing self-defense. When you're standing, you can rely on quick movements, strikes, and footwork to stay out of harm's way. But once you're on the ground, the focus shifts to controlling your body, conserving energy, and using leverage to defend yourself or escape. The good news is, by learning both standing and ground defense techniques, you'll be prepared for whatever comes your way. To wrap things up, learning ground defense is a must for anyone serious about self-defense. It's about more than just knowing how to fight. It's about staying safe, protecting yourself, and getting out of dangerous situations. Whether you're training in martial arts or just want to add some ground defense skills to your toolbox, the benefits are clear. So, if you're ready to level up your self-defense game, consider incorporating ground defense into your routine. Whether you're a complete beginner or someone with experience, there's always room to improve your skills and boost your confidence. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Survival Fitness Plan. If you found this episode useful, let me know with a like, follow, and share. Finally, if you haven't already, be sure to visit survivalfitnessplan.com, where you will find the only online program where you can train yourself to outrun, outfight, and outlive the majority of the world's population.